Why did the employee who kept the entire business alive finally snap? I was 24, fresh out of community college when I answered that Craigslist ad. Need someone who codes, that's it. No requirements, no fancy language about changing the world. Just raw honesty I should have appreciated more. The garage interview with 3 Stanford MBAs should have been my first red flag. Their code base, complete chaos. React mixed with jQuery, variables named thing, and stuff new final 2. 5 developers had already rage quit. Can you fix this? Brad asked, showing me an error that had been crashing their site every 3 hours for a month. 40 minutes later, it was done. They hired me on the spot. The first 6 months felt like a dream. When I saved their investor demo from crashing, Brad raised a toast to Daniel, the real MVP. Without him, we'd be nothing. Jessica literally cried when I recovered 3 months of lost data. I became their secret weapon, the guy who could solve anything. But dreams have a way of turning into nightmares. My 40-hour weeks became 60, then 80, then 90. I deployed patches at 3 a.m. while Brad posted Instagram stories from Burning Man. Debugged critical features during Thanksgiving while they flew to Turkey for leadership retreats. Once we closed Series A, you're getting equity, Brad promised. Then it was Series B. Then right before the C round. Always next time. I believed them because I was young and stupid and thought hard work meant something. The promises became running jokes I wasn't in on. They'd introduce me to investors as Daniel, our little helper from community college, and frantically text when demos crashed. At company parties, wine-drunk Jessica would say, "We gave him his first real job. He didn't even go to a real school." But the moment something broke, my phone exploded. "Emergency, Daniel, please." The exact moment everything changed was filing for IPO. I asked Brad about my equity over Slack. He responded with a laughing emoji. "You were never technically an employee, Daniel. You're a contractor. No equity for contractors." The company was valued at $500 million. My theoretical 1% would have been worth $5 million. Instead, they gave me a $500 bonus and threw a pizza party. That night, I opened my laptop and looked at the code I'd maintained for 3 years. Every function had my fingerprints on it, including the little time bombs I'd planted during those 3 a.m. debugging sessions. Not malicious, just insurance. The NYSE opening ceremony was perfect. CNBC was there. Brad's parents flew in. He rang the bell at 9:30 a.m. At 9:31, every function in our code base simultaneously returned the same error. Equity not found. The stock price started dropping immediately. By market close, we'd lost $50 million in valuation. Brad was screaming on Bloomberg about cyber terrorism. That's when I sent the screenshots to every major tech journalist. 3 years of Slack messages. Just keep the code monkey thinking he'll get equity. Thank God he's too stupid to know his worth. He's from community college. What's he gonna do? Sue us? The lawsuit came fast. $50 million in damages they wanted from a guy eating ramen most nights. The Computer Fraud and Abuse Act meant potential prison time. But then something beautiful happened. Other victims came forward. Former employees with identical stories of broken promises. The SEC opened an investigation. TechCrunch published everything. The settlement negotiations were tense. Board members with white faces. Technical teams admitting they didn't understand half of what I'd built. The realization that I wasn't just some disposable contractor. I was the foundation holding their entire company together. $400,000 in full immunity, plus 10 supervised hours teaching their engineers how to run the systems I'd built. Brad quietly resigned within a month. The stock settled at $30, still overvalued but stable. 6 months later, I'm working normal hours for normal pay with normal boundaries. No emergency calls at 3 a.m. No promises of future riches. Just honest contract work with people who say thank you. My parents asked if I regretted what I did. I told them I regretted trusting liars, but I didn't regret standing up for myself. Sometimes the person holding everything together isn't the problem. Sometimes they're the only thing keeping you honest.